My name is Tosin Omolaja, and you're welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health, where we bring you all the important information you need to know about NAFDAC, the agency saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding our health by ensuring that the foods, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment made available to us are safe and wholesome. On the program today, we join the world in marking the 40th anniversary of the International Code for Breastfeeding, and once again, highlights the importance of breastfeeding and indeed exclusive breastfeeding in the first 6 months of a child's life.
We think that it's our own mammary glands or breast are supposed to be for cosmetics. No. If you have children, they're supposed to be used to breastfeed because they have natural products that come out from the milk that are supposed to start building the immunity for life for the children. A child is supposed to be breastfed fully for 6 months. But reality is sometimes the woman goes back to work. How do you then breastfeed fully? There are now cheaper pump to pump the breast milk and put it in bottles and take it to the daycare. So, in fact, there are organizations that are into making sure that the pump is affordable. The best thing is to breastfeed for 6 months. If the woman has a problem, medically, then that is an exception, not the rule. Again, women have to be supported because if you don't eat well, you may not be able to get enough milk. So women have to be supported during breastfeeding or as soon as they have their babies. They should eat well. It's not like rationing food for the woman or rationing drinks, beverages, even milk or water even. So it is important that the woman in herself should be the focus. A woman cannot be selling guguru all over town without drinking enough water. The milk will not flow very well. So the woman is very, very important. That's the manufacturing site, if I want to use that word. But in any case, breastfeeding should be at least 6 months. And then after that, it can be mixed with regulated products, baby formulas for 2 years. So breastfeeding should be for about 2 years. But 6 months, extremely important.
Supporting and encouraging nursing mothers is supremely important to enhance the overall well-being of the child and, by extension, a healthy society in all ramifications.
Nursing mothers are supposed to be treated specially. They are supposed to be treated specially because they are setting the baby up for healthy living or healthy adulthood. In some societies, you have nurses or social workers that actually come to the house to show the nursing mother how to breastfeed, how not to be discouraged if the milk is not coming out. But unfortunately, we don't have that here. However, the people surrounding the mothers, mother-in-law, sisters, whatever, should know themselves that they need to encourage the young or the new mother to breastfeed. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes the baby may bite on the breast, and then it's difficult to breastfeed. Use the other one, So it is a little difficult when it has led to a compromised health issue. But it is the encouragement from those that surround the woman that, for example, the first few days the milk may not come out very well. But you keep drinking and getting the baby to breastfeed, because even more, the breastfeeding act itself or process brings the milk out. Once the immunity is set up, from breastfeeding, the probability of having very serious illness is reduced. That doesn't mean that child will not be ill, but at least the infections that will ordinarily kill a child, or become fatal will be much reduced. That probability will be reduced. For mothers, make sure that you breastfeed, drink a lot of fluid, a lot of water, a lot of orange juice, or a lot of oranges. You don't have to go and buy the juice. Just buy oranges and fresh food, fresh fruit rather, because you are setting your child up for good, healthy adulthood.
There is also an important factor of breastfeeding, that mothers should really understand, including fathers, that everybody should understand. Apart from the health benefits, there is also the social and emotional benefits, the social bonding, the bonding between the mother and the child, and that is very, very important, So experts have also informed us that when babies get confused, when you do not allow them to suckle directly, they get confused sometimes. So it is best, mothers are encouraged to put their babies, to the breast and all that. So the code encourages all practices or all activities, that will eliminate confusion, that will eliminate breast milk substitutes, and that will only promote breastfeeding, breast milk and breastfeeding.
The breastfeeding code are a set of rules designed to ensure that every newborn is allowed to get the essential natural ingredients needed to start their life journey, which are exclusively domiciled in the mother's breast milk. The advantages of exclusive breastfeeding are enormous and goes beyond fortifying the child with essential immunity that helps it right through life, to protecting the mother from risks of cancers and so
this
on.
This year, 2021, marks the 40th year that the International Code for Marketing of Breast Milk Substitutes was introduced, okay? And it is a significant milestone, to encourage, in efforts to encourage breastfeeding. And every year, the first week of August is marked as the World Breastfeeding Week, and that was celebrated in Nigeria also. The Federal Ministry of Health, takes the lead, and we all jointly participated in marking, the week. Now, this code is a WHA, World Health Assembly document. It was an agreement reached, at the World Health Assembly. And there have been modifications over the years. It's not the same code that started 40 years ago. It's not the same document that we have today. There are improvements with knowledge, with additional evidence available. There are little changes that have come, into the code. So this year marks the 40th year of the introduction of that code, and the WHO, is encouraging, full compliance with provisions of the code, by all that have, assented to, to the agreements, for implementation of the code.
The event, which held in Abuja, Nigeria, was chaired by the distinguished chairman, Senate Committee on Health, Senator Dr. Ibrahim Oloriebi, and attended by other dignitaries and stakeholders. Representing the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Sagi Ehanire, the Director of Family Health, Dr. Anna Skolo, reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to the sustained survival of children, especially those under the age of 5. Dr. Kolo went further to outline initiatives of government geared towards improving the opportunities for exclusive breastfeeding.
The Ministry of Health have made some efforts in addition to providing a supportive environment, an enabling environment that will promote breastfeeding in Nigeria. We have further gone beyond promoting baby-friendly hospital initiative and have currently developed what we call the baby-friendly initiative, which goes beyond the health facility. All environments, including workplaces, marketplaces, should be made very friendly for mothers to have confidence and effectively breastfeed their babies, especially within the first 6 months of life. So we continue to promote that and continue to advocate for workplaces to have safe spaces that will ensure privacy and confidentiality for mothers to continue to breastfeed. In addition also, as we are currently battling with the COVID-19 pandemic, we are also stepping up efforts to continue to promote, protect, and support breastfeeding, especially within the first 6 months of life, exclusive breastfeeding. And we continue to educate mothers, families, and communities. Despite the COVID pandemic, mothers should continue to breastfeed their babies. The Honorable Minister appreciates all support and partnership towards improving child survival in Nigeria, especially partners that have dedicated so much resources, technical expertise to support and ensure that we avert distraction and aggressive use of marketers of breast milk substitutes in Nigeria, especially in our communities. I'm glad to mention that a lot has been achieved over the years, and we hardly see now promotion of breast milk substitute by manufacturers within health facilities. But more need to be done, especially in communities, to ensure that breast milk substitute manufacturers do not follow mothers to their homes to continue to cause the distraction. So we are happy to mention that support mechanisms are currently underway, being established in most of our communities under what we call the RAMCA platform. It is a multi-stakeholder coordination platform that was launched last year by the Honorable Minister of Health, including religious leaders, private sectors, and community leaders, to ensure that all efforts are made at all levels to safeguard the health of women, children, girls, which also includes guaranteeing survival of children through promotion, protection, and supporting the use of the breast milk, especially exclusive breastfeeding within the first 6 months of life and continuing to do so up to 2 years of life.
NAFDAC and your health. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. You're welcome back. If you are just joining us, you're watching NAFDAC and your health. The Director General of NAFDAC, ably represented at the event by our Special Assistant, Dr. Gbenga Fajemirokun, used the occasion of the 40th anniversary to unveil strategic documents aimed at fostering compliance with the breastfeeding code in Nigeria.
In a bid to establish an effective monitoring and enforcement system for code implementation in Nigeria, NAFDAC, with the support of the National Technical Committee on the Code and partners, developed several BMS code documents. As part of the activities to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the adoption of the BMS code in Nigeria, it is my great honor and privilege to present to you today the following documents which were painstakingly prepared and support the efforts of code implementation in Nigeria. And these are, number 1, National Strategy for the Implementation of the Code of Marketing of Breast Milk Substitutes in Nigeria. Number 2, Training Manual on the Code of Marketing of Breast Milk Substitutes in Nigeria. Number 3, NAFDAC Breast Milk Substitutes Code Monitoring Toolkit. And number 4, Advocacy Brief. Each of these documents serves a unique purpose in the overall coordination of our efforts to build a robust monitoring and enforcement system for the code in Nigeria. I must also mention the reviewed and revise NAFDAC marketing of infant and young children food and other designated products, registration sales, etc., Regulations 2019, which has been adjudged as being substantially aligned with the code by WHO, UNICEF, and IEFAN, which is the International Baby Food Action Network. In the 2020 Code Status Report on the National Implementation of the BMS Code.
The whole point of the Breastfeeding Code is to control the inappropriate marketing of breast milk substitutes around the world.
The aim of the code is to contribute to the provision of safe and adequate nutrition for infants by the protection and promotion of breastfeeding and by ensuring the proper use of breast milk substitutes when these are necessary on the basis of adequate information and through appropriate marketing and distribution. Because sometimes the manufacturers will present a product that is compliant, but after the initial approval in the market they sell another thing. Recently there was a product we found that looked obviously in contradiction to the requirements of the code. When we checked that, they say, where is this coming from? Through parallel markets. And then you see like they are putting mascot to attract the baby, and they are putting a DHA. Then this one says here, breast milk substitute with our unique blend of ingredients. Have you seen the claim? Here it says first infant milk. First infant milk. Have you seen it? It is saying it is the first milk for the baby, number one, from birth. Just like those people say 0 to 12 months, this one is showing from birth to first milk, and is putting that in there. You want appropriate marketing, go to the market, put your product properly. When mothers need it, somebody will advise them, your child needs breast milk substitutes. Maybe a situation like a mother who has cancer of the breast and is on anti-cancer treatment, and there is no other person around to breastfeed the child for her. There is no breast milk bank, so we don't have a choice. We have to take that breast milk. So in such a situation, we will now talk to the mother. This is what you need. It is not the infant formula companies that should guide us on how to feed our babies. It is a responsibility of the government, and in line with that, the government produces posters in line. You see, this is the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and co that produce the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding, which we have talked about. It is the government. You know, the government also provides information on the mothers, nutrition during pregnancy. So there is no special mother's milk, mother's this, mother's biscuit and co. We want to encourage the mother to feed adequately with the foods that are locally available. Then when the baby is born, you see how to breastfeed the baby. See, it is the father and mother, they must support the baby starting from the time the baby is born. There is early initiation, bathing in. The mother will sleep with the baby. Baby is breastfed on demand. See, as soon as the baby is born, the hospital staff should help the baby to start breastfeeding. So we need to help the mother so that she can exclusively breastfeed for the first 6 months and continue with breastfeeding till the child is at least 2 years. Now it's up to 36 months. Now many people, they will say, oh ma, I have done exclusive breastfeeding, what next? After 6 months they start buying infant formula. No, you see, from 6 months you also feed the baby. You start with breastfeeding the baby first, then you add the other foods. You can see the breast milk is at the center. Then these other foods, locally available foods, you make them into the consistency that the baby will take, not too watery, not too thick. And you see, we do not allow feeding bottles and sprouted cups. And starting from 1 to 2 meals a day, you gradually increase it until the child can take sufficient quantity as the child grows older. So this is a responsibility of the government to provide this information, and the information must always provide support for breastfeeding, and it should give information about the superiority and benefits of breastfeeding, maternal nutrition, how to prepare for breastfeeding, maintain it, the negative effect of on breastfeeding of introducing partial bottle feeding. What that does is that the partial bottle feeding, apart from increasing the risk of infection to the child, what does it do? It causes what we call nipple confusion. The baby does not know, is it feeding bottle or uncle? If you put in formula milk inside feeding bottle, it pours out on its own very fast. Whereas with breastfeeding, the baby has to stimulate it, suckle it for the milk to come out. So baby will readily prefer to take milk from the feeding bottle than from breast. But it is the suckling of the breast that stimulates milk production. So we have to encourage it. And besides, when the baby takes the infant formula or whichever food is in the feeding bottle or any other food before breastfeeding, part of the volume of the stomach is occupied by that product, and the baby takes less. So that negative effect is to be discouraged. Then, but a mother who decides to not to breastfeed, it is very difficult for her to reverse it. So we must actively not allow mothers to stop breastfeeding their children. We need to monitor all the shops to see what they are selling, because ultimately it is our children that are being affected.
The responsibility for the implementation of the code in Nigeria falls on NAFDAC, and the agency plays a crucial role in ensuring that Nigeria is in full compliance and that our infants are given the full advantages of exclusive breastfeeding in their first 6 months of life.
We actually ensure that these producers of breast milk substitutes we ensure that they comply with the provisions of the code. There should not be any form of marketing or advertisement. We ensure that labeling is appropriate. The breast milk, the formulas do not have pictures of babies or statements promoting use of substitutes. We also ensure that the places where these marketers could go and advertise their products are consistently being monitored. We go to the health facilities, we train the health workers on all these benefits. And we found out that over time, because of awareness and training and continual retraining and consistent monitoring, these levels have been actually dropped, and these days we find mothers knowing the benefits of breastfeeding 0 to 6 months, and you see people, even working mothers, they know babies, children, and young adults that will emerge successfully and benefit the economy.
And that's our package for today. Please join us same time, same station next week for a fresh edition. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded. COVID-19 is real. Please ensure you and your family follow safety measures as outlined by the NCDC. Stay away from crowded places as much as possible, and if you must be out there, please wear a face mask. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water, and ensure you use only NAFDAC-approved alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Taking the NAFDAC-approved COVID-19 vaccine is safe. It's our best bet of stamping out the deadly coronavirus. And don't forget to download the MedSafety app from iOS or Play Store to report any adverse reaction from the vaccine or any other medicine at all. See you next week. Stay safe.